One Last Christmas. In late December, the end of days draws closer, and all that's left of the human race is huddled for warmth wherever they can find it. It was safer to be freezing in ditches and subways than to be warm in their homes. They didn't know when it would be their turn, but the sound that brings doom to the world, it's getting closer every day. The sound of death comes with the jingle of bells and the sound of an elderly man shouting, "Ho ho 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 ho!" It all started in September, when Santa Claus was seen flying his sleigh through the night sky. It was a confusing sight to behold. He landed on a roof and jumped down the chimney. A few minutes later, screams of pain and terror could be heard coming out of the house. In a matter of seconds, the sky was filled with thousands of sleds, each with their own little fat man, and the night rang with the screams of terror. The Santa Claus army would enter their homes, but instead of dropping their gifts under the Christmas tree, they would sneak into the bedrooms of the occupants and personally hand over their gifts to them. They would push the gifts with so much force that they would break the poor recipients' bones. They would march into the homes of people and beat them to death with brass handbells. Some would be yanked out of their beds kicking and screaming. They would then be tied to the back of the sled and dragged across the hard ground until the streets were stained with blood. They could be killed quite easily, though. They were even easier to kill than humans. But each one that died divided and formed two new Santas to take his place, all screaming their death cry. And if you are unfortunate enough to be found by one of these Santas, you had better have milk and cookies ready. Those who had not milk or cookies were skinned alive and eaten instead. It looks like this is how the world ends, with one last Christmas.